Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, Dr. Tara. Nice to meet you this session.
I am Khaled, but
Sorry,
I
sorry,
I will
sorry.
send hello to Tariq. Don't worry,
Sorry. Because
it's okay.
I was today revising first sessions. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Okay, Doctor, can I uh, request you for a short meeting with my teammate to discuss some things after this meeting?
I'm sorry. Can you come back again?
Like request a short meeting with my
Okay.
teammate to discuss for the idea of our project, our progress, and
I
uh,
guess yes, we are going to have such meetings, but let's wait for Ammar to join, so he will coordinate everything related to that. Don't worry. We can do whatever you want. It's fine.
okay, thank you. I really appreciate this thing.
You are welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again in this session today. Hi Khalid, يعطيك العافية.
Hello, Ammar. How are you?
الحمد لله رب العالمين. أنت
Allah
كيفك؟
يعافيك. شكرا. Alhamdulillah. Ammar, Jamil had a question. I guess you should listen and answer after you do your introduction. Please, Jamil, whenever Ammar is done, please ask the question again.
For sure.
Okay. I really appreciate this thing. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jamil, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining us again today. And thank you, Jamil, Aisha, Alia, the same names, Ibrahim, everyone who's keeping up, I mean, with us in the sessions. A couple of reminders, as we always do. Please make sure to log into Canvas LMS. Make sure to finish all the lessons and quizzes assigned to you. Please also share the invite with your colleagues who are participating with us in the competition. Let them join the session, let them benefit from it. We're sharing ideas. And I'm going also to post the survey that I shared with you last time again in the chat. For those who haven't filled the form yet, please do. This form is very important for us to collect the feedback from you to understand how can we support you further. Um, and the last thing I would like to mention is also make sure to keep yourself, watching the WhatsApp channel. We keep posting updates there and links and tips and tricks and all the things you need to keep you moving forward in the competition. Um, that's it from my side. So Jamil, you can start by asking your question now.
Okay, I just will ask you about like, can we have like a small meeting after this session to discuss some like issues and let you be updated about our team's project and a few things like this. Like it will be like a 10 minutes meeting only.
Of course we can. Of course we can. If you want us you want us to do it after the session, we can. For those who want to join, we can stay 10 minutes or 15 minutes longer, and we can answer any question you may.
Okay, it's like it will be a private meeting, me and my teammate.
No problem at all. No problem at all. We can definitely do
I
that.
I really appreciate this thing.
No
Thank you,
problem. No
thank you.
problem, Jimmy. So I shared the form in the chat. For those, we have 21 attendees so far. We'll wait for 2-3 minutes for for more people to join. So I shared the form in the chat. Please make sure to fill it if you haven't done it already. If you've filled it already last session, don't worry about it. You don't need to do it anymore. Thank you, Wadha. Really appreciate it. From the feedback, we can see that most of you are on the right track. Most of you already started after final exams. You have an idea. You already started working on your idea. Keep in mind, guys, that the deadline is 22nd of January to submit. So you still have around, let's say, 30 days, uh, 32 days. So keep that deadline in mind. If you are working in a team and if you are working solo, if you have any question like Jamil, if you have anything that you need support with, shoot us an email. If you want us to schedule a one-to-one session with you, we can. If you need any help with Khalid with us, Khalid is an expert trainer. Khalid is an expert in Imagine Cop, and he can support you in anything you need. If you have an issue, if you want us to support you with something specific in your project, we can do that as well. So I don't want you to wait or probably stress about that issue. Send us an email, and our team will answer your email and schedule a call for you. Okay? So Khalid, we can start in 1 minute just to allow more people to join.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. So I just want to ask you if the students today can share their screens.
Of course they can. If you want us
Okay,
to share, they can.
I want to add some flavor to today's session. I want to see some students working on the labs and we just switch between their screens. I want to see how confident they are now, how they did well until now with all the portals they are sharing. like we are now at the end of our presentations and starting the projects creation. So I want to make sure that they are familiar with everything. So I would like, if anyone wouldn't mind sharing their screens, I would like to see how you are performing the steps on the exercises. This
Of
is
course.
something very important I want to do. I want to see how fast, how uh, how you are getting along with everything within the operations or the
Do you want
tasks
us
you
to
are
do it at
doing.
the end of the session or during the session
No, no,
finally?
during the
Okay, no
session,
issues. Until
if
let me
any
know.
of if of the guys would volunteer to share his screen and show us how they are performing the steps in parallel with my explanation. If
Okay,
they don't mind, of course,
no
okay?
problem. So tell me, and then I can make them presenter and I can share the screen.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
if
we
anyone
have
would like, so just prepare yourself to suddenly tell us, or from now, if you like, who would like to share their screens and see, follow us on the steps we are going to do in our today's presentation. Okay? Thank you,
just
Ammar.
write your name in the chat if you would like to share your screen. I think Jamil said, of course, so Jamil probably can help. Thank you so much. Who
Okay.
else would like to share the screen? I mean, their screen to show us what they have done.
What I want you to do is like what I'm doing exactly. I will be explaining the presentation. I will be fast in the presentation. Then we'll jump into the exercise. What I want from you is to show me how you are doing a part of the exercise. This is something like I wanna see how familiar, how easy you are going with the portals, with the Azure, with the Studio, even with the VS Code, because today we are going again to use the VS Code. That's it. So allow
All
me to
right.
start our presentation for
Akid, Fadl,
today.
go ahead.
During
Thank you.
during the explanation, just think and decide if you are willing to do that. So after we have seen a lot of models related to different topics. Now we have reached into the latest two sessions. We were working with Azure AI solutions. We have different artificial intelligence solutions. We have a lot of studios. We have a lot of ideas. All what we're doing was we're just shedding the light on the solutions that are available on Azure, and we stressed on like the fundamentals of AI, and we are taking some examples of the AI engineer course, which is the AI 102. So I have selected some examples or some exercises for each of the courses that we have gone through. But if you like to just make your knowledge wider, all you need to do is to type on on any search engine AI 102, and it will take you directly to the course. This is something I want you to do because it is something very important. And I'm going to show you a bit of that, of what I mean by doing that in order to enhance your knowledge whenever you are working alone. So now I would be typing AI-102, as you can see, and will just type that, and I will see the results coming. No, no, this is not what this is what I want. Learn.Microsoft Azure AI Engineer Associate. This is the top cherry, or the cherry on the top of everything related to AI. If you want to go deeper later, after we finish our presentations on your own free time, it will enlighten you a lot related to the text, to the context of what we are explaining, and it will also enhance you during your preparation or your execution of the projects you are working on. As you can see, you can go through all these because, as you can see, it needs a lot of hours. Here we have 5, 7, 6. Until now, we have it maybe takes 24, 25. Besides the labs, it might reach up to 40 hours. And after that, you will be reaching the goals of whatever ideas you would like to be working on within the AI environment as an engineer. So this is what I want you to do because this is important for you in order to just go on later after these sessions on the preparation. Maybe you would need to have some enlightenments of what we are doing. So this is what I wanted to talk about. So what I have selected for today. Sorry? He's not talking to me, I guess. So
No
what
worries, Khalid.
we
I will.
have selected for today is how to develop natural language processing solution. Natural language processing, the language that we interact with the machine or the artificial intelligence, whether in words, whether in text, whether in videos. So the capabilities within the artificial intelligence to interact, to analyze, to extract, to create things related to the natural language processing, the language that we use daily, whether again it was written or spoken or maybe passing through a video or a video that contains text and movies and maybe still images with text on them. So this is the development for natural language processing. Azure, as you can see here, Azure can analyze text with Azure AI language. So we have the Azure AI language. It can also create a Q&A solutions with Azure AI. I will give you a quick example about each of these. So imagine you have like a book, you need to have a research about that book, or maybe a teacher and you want to create like quizzes, exams about a chapter in that book, or maybe the whole book, or different exams for different topics within that book. All you can do is just create an AI solution that will digest this book or books. If it's not one book, maybe there are hundreds of books, and you want to ingest all the information within these textbooks. Then you can create Q&As, which makes the life easier for any researcher or for any instructor or whatever. We can also build conversational language understanding model, the conversational language, which the language we talk about. Then let's say we need to have a preview or review about a service in a certain entertainment place, like a restaurant, like a uh, any type of services, a beach, whatever services that you want. And the people, when they are done, they maybe will be writing like filling a survey. And we have hundreds of people coming every day, or thousands, or maybe more. So we need to just extract information from these people, whether by sending or receiving a voice message, a text message, or whatever. So we can extract these images or these pictures or this text and start analyzing the happiness, the everything, the context, if they are talking, saying they have a positive feeling or a negative feeling. So all these can be extracted with these conversational language understanding tools. So these tools can understand the conversations of different types, again, if they are vocal or even written. So we also have the custom text classification, the one that we have used on the last day. We have extracting the text and extracting information from different forms. And also we have the translation with Azure AI, which can translate from any language to any other language, and it now supports most of the languages used all around the world. As you can see, what analyze text with Azure AI, what are the pre-built models? The models that are ready, we have seen different models that can detect language, that can analyze text sentiment, and also can extract key phrases, entities, and linked entities. Key phrases like hello, goodbye, good morning, whatever key phrases. Whenever we know that we have a hello, that means that we are going to be receiving a conversation, and it can analyze that. Entities like city names, like country names, famous places, famous people. So these are the entities. And we should know that there are pre-built key phrases and entities, and we can also add our own key phrases and our own entities, and even entities that are linked to entities. Like when I say, let's say, when I say Emirat, I directly link to it Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, all the other seven Emirates together. This is what is called the linked entities. When I say I'm USA, I will directly link all the states in the US. So this is what is called the linked entities. Linking the entities means that I can just I can just like link these entities and extract information or ask about the questions related to these entities. And this is something we're going to see in practice today. Creating a question and answer, it can understand question answering and how it compares to language understanding. It can create, test, publish, and consume knowledge base. It can implement multi-turn conversation, multi-turn, which means that I speak, you reply, then you speak, I reply. This is what's called multi-turn. So it starts understanding what I say and what you say, and can give me answers about these discussions. It also can digest the knowledge bases, like I have thousands of books in a library. I want to digest these books, and I can create like a bot or a chat bot that can answer me about all the information within these books. And I also can connect this chatbot into a what we call it, a human-looking chatbot that can talk and interact and smile and also be sad and change the face interactions. All this is done by generative AI. In addition to all of these I'm talking about, also create a question answering bot. This is what I was talking about, using the natural language. And remind me at the end of the session, Ammar, to give the guys something to play with during the weekend. It's something very interesting where they can create human-looking chatbots and give them the knowledge that they want. This is something out of the course, but it
Sure.
is very efficient because they can just link that to their uh, environments. And I have created a chatbot, and I guess I tested that with you, Ammar, if you remember, with all the team,
Yes, I remember you.
if you remember that. Okay, it also can do summarization, named entity recognition, key phrase extraction, sentiment analysis, and language detection. We can also create a custom text classification solution that can have single label classification or multiple language or multiple label classification, where I can label create labels for these entities and connect them to it. Well, like creating a label that is called month and adding different multiple labels like January, February, whatever, and link them together. And today I have just an exercise that includes mostly all of these I'm talking about, and it will be an interesting solution. So let me just show you something interesting again. I will go to the Azure. Okay, as you can see here, these are the language processing. This is the language processing studio that we have been I've been talking about, where you can create all these. All you need to do is to sign in with your credentials. And from here, you can just see the language studio I'm talking about. This is the language studio that can be giving me the abilities to create different projects. I'm logged in. Language, where is it? Okay, this is the home. And these are different types of, as you can see here, extract information. These are the models that are ready for me to extract key phrases, find linked entities, extract named entities, extract health information, custom named entity. So we have ready-made models. And of course, there is always the custom model where I can create my own model and work on that. So again, I will ask you now a question, but you will have to refer to what we have been working with. Now I need to create like a model from within this studio. This model would be doing any of these options, like extracting key phrases or finding the links or whatever. So what is the first step in order to start working with this model? I will give you 2 minutes to think about that. Again, I need to create a model using the custom analytics for health. So if I need to start with that, What should I have been preparing before coming here? And Ammar, since you are studying with us, you can answer that also.
What is the first step?
Yes, before starting to directly go into, we have something. We need to feed data. Okay, Ibrahim, that's great. This is a great answer. But before, oh, ahsant, ya Maryam. Maryam, I have my smart little girl, Maryam, and you are smart too. Exactly, Sarah. This is what we want to do, Zara. This is what we should do, create a resource on Azure. This is the first step we should do before starting any project. We need the resource, which will be the AI solution, plus what Ibrahim said, the feeding the data, which means that I know that Ibrahim means that we need to create a storage to put this data on and start working with the studio. So I guess we are all now on the same line. You are understanding what I've been explaining. So we can just simply go and start working with our with our exercise for today. What I want you to do now, I have added here, this is the main exercise. And if you finish early or you need to do another exercise from your side at home alone, you can do this optional activity. But this one covers everything that is related here. So Ammar, can you share this with us? I will be opening this exercise.
I
And what
shared
I
it.
want you to, thank you, Ammar. What I want you to do now is just open this lab, but do the action within your own environment. How can we do that? I will press on the Launch Lab. Follow these steps well with me. So the first thing I would do is start the lab. So the lab will now start, but I am not going to perform the actions on this virtual machines that is going to open here. No, instead of that, I'm going to perform these actions on my real environment, on my real Azure environment. Why is that I'm doing that? In order to keep these for you, in order if you need to review anything. So you won't lose what you did when this lab is gone with its own virtual machine. Did you get me about this step? So again, when this lab launches, all I want from this lab are the instructions. So I will split this instructions and start working with them. Okay, as you can see, watch what I'm going to do here. On these three tabs here, lines, I will split the window. I will maximize the exercise. If you have another screen, put it on the other screen, or you can open it from the same screen. This is up to you. Here I will be minimizing this screen because I'm not going to use it. And I will start following the steps of that are here on my real Azure environment. Okay? Is that clear for you?
Can you repeat the steps كمان خالد مرة بعد إذنك?
Okay. What I did was I have here start the lab. Okay? I started the lab, and as you can see, it will be opening like this, exactly like this. We have the lab and the instructions beside it. All you need to do is press on split windows. So you will have the instructions for the lab all alone on a window. I will keep this open for myself in order to work on them, and will minimize this one and will start performing the steps that are required from my own personal computer. Okay, guys, is that clear? So please let me know that you have been following the first steps. So the first step, they are asking you to log on to Windows. We are already logged into Windows. Now they are asking us to create an Azure language service. So what I'm going to be doing here, I will press on create and will type here language service. Okay, guys, I will press directly here on language service. Okay, here is the language services. I will press on create a language service. So this service includes the key phrase extraction, pre-built conversational language, named entities, text summarization, text analysis. So I will do that again. Create a resource. I will search for language service. And here I will select directly create the language service and continue to create your service. I guess these are very simple steps. So I will press here and I will fill the information that I need to fill. Here it is asking me to create a new resource group or select an existing one. I will create one and I will call it 2024. Today is 19, 12, and I will add my name to that. KH, my initials. This is the resource group I am creating. I will call this service language service, language service with also today's date. The pricing tier, I will be going with the S1. I should have like a 0 or a free tier. Do you have the free tier from your side? You should be seeing a free tier. And I will select this one since I'm not paying anything from my own. So, but for you, you will select the free. Can you see the free tier?
Abdullah, do you have a question? Because your hand is
Okay.
raised.
Then after that, review and create. Okay, do not forget to select one of the regions that are available because this service is existing on some of the regions and it is not available on all the regions. So as I always select, I will select East US because I don't know why I like that place. Okay. After that, I will scroll down. I will apply, I will agree, then review and create. So the service name is language service, and I press on review and create. I guess everything from your site should be clear and since it is now deploying from my side, I want to ask another question. Abdullah, you can log out and log in again, I guess. That's through Ammar because he can't access the chat.
Where did he say?
On the
Okay.
chat, you can't see the chat also? On the chat, Abdullah Taha is saying, I no longer has access to the chat. Okay.
Try to rejoin,
Try to
Abdullah.
rejoin. Okay. So now the resource is ready. What is important to see is here to see the resources or what we can do from here and where we can function. And what is also important here also, because we will need to share this resource with an activation or with an application, What we need to do to see here to make sure that we have the key and the endpoint of the service. So just make sure that you know about that. And then let's move to the next step, which is it's asking us to log into language.cognitiveservices or cognitive.azure.com. This is the studio we need to log in into. So Control C, and on new screen or a new tab, we're going to log into this studio. I will close other studios. If it asks you to log in, you will log in with your own, with the Azure credentials that you have, okay? So this is the studio I'm talking about. So are you able to log here and see your credentials? So let me know if everything is going fine with you.
Are we okay, guys? Are we on the same step?
Give them some time
Yeah,
because they are, maybe the resource is still creating at their side.
no problem. Okay, Abdullah is saying still. Maybe it's still loading.
Maybe still loading, or maybe, but he say I can't access the chat, but he's sending here. Abdullah, if you can open your microphone in order to see what do you mean by still. Are you still working on the lab? Is your resource still on production? This is what you mean?
Are we okay, guys? Just to make sure before we move on to the next step. Can we move on to the next step?
Let us know if you are successful creating or and joining or logging into to the language cognitive studio or to AI studio. The resource is still loading. It's okay. Let's wait it. It shouldn't take so
How much
much.
time it takes usually, Khalid?
2 minutes maximum. As you say, I've seen it was created in less than a minute on my side, but it depends.
What link, Jamil? What link exactly you need?
The exercise,
You mean the exercise?
the studio. Okay. You are welcome. So guys, let me know when you are ready and you have logged to the studio. Okay, Alia, that's great. What about others? Jamil, are you ready or not yet? Okay. Shall I proceed, Ammar, or wait for others to say that they are ready?
I don't know. I want to make sure that we are on the same step. If you can, okay, Mariam is saying ready now. Okay, I think we're good to go, Khalid.
Okay. Now, also, let's get back to the steps. As you can see here at the top, it's saying create a new conversational language understanding project. So I press on that. The project name would be clock. I will name it clock one because I was testing the lab earlier. I need to change the name. The English is the language selected. Enable multi-language not selected. Do not select this check. And the description, it is natural language clock. Okay, then next. As you can see, these are the review. Again, I will get back to the, here we'll select clock. From your side, you can call it clock because you don't have the same project. And here, English is the language. Then I will be selecting next. If you can see, we have mostly all the languages, even in Arabic. Okay. So I will press on next and create. So my project is now ready. I'm now ready to start adding the intents of this project. The intents are like the triggers that will initiate the action. So I will need to create some intents. If you can see here on the schema definition, this is the schema definition. Here is the labeling. Here is the training job. And here is the model performance. We check the performance, then the deployment, and we can test that deployment. So the first step is adding the intent. I will press on add and will type the first intent, get time. Okay, this is the first intent, add intent. Add another intent, which is get day. I will press on add intent. Then I will add another intent, which is get date. Okay, get date. These are the intents I am creating. These are the triggers that will initiate the model. Are we good until now? Okay. Now we will need to create labels. The labels are the questions that a user might be asking. So I would need to add some of these labels for each of the intents that I have created. So on the step 2, I will go to data labeling. Okay. And select the intent. I want to add the labels for it. The first one is starting with get time. I will here type the questions that I might need to add. So the first one, what's the time? You can simply copy and paste, okay? So I will just again do that by copying and pasting. And I will press on enter. I will add the other. And I will add for also for the get time. And I will press enter. I can check on this. As you can see, this is the get time. I added these three. Then get the day. I will select the next intent and I will create the labels for that. I have 4 labels for get the day. One is what day is it? What's the day? What is the day today? What day of the week is it? Okay. All I'm doing is copying and pasting and following the steps. The last one, which is get the date, I also have 4 labels for that. I add and press enter. Okay. So until now, I have the first thing I did is added the intents. I then added the labels. I will press on save changes. Changes are saved. I have created intents and then I have created labels for those intents. So until now, are you with me on the same step? I
I'm
am
sure
waiting
they
for
are.
you.
Yeah, just confirm to us, guys.
Just confirm to me that you are on the same steps. Thank you, Muhammad, for confirming. We're waiting for others to confirm. So we move to the next step. Aisha is doing very well. Thank you, Aisha. And Watha is also with us. That's great. Thank you, guys. Thank you for collaboration. Mariam, that's great. Now, after that, now that you have added some intents, let's train the language model and see if it can correctly predict them from the input. So the next step is training the job. So in this pane, I will select start training job. Okay. Train the model. Here it's asking me to train the model. I will call it clock one. This is for the, okay. And here it's asking me standard training, the free one. And after that, it will be data splitting, which is already selected. Then let's just again see all the options. The first thing, train a new model. I called it clock one. Training mode, it is the standard free one. And then I just kept automatically splitting for the testing, and I will press on train. You should wait for the status here until it shows training succeeded before you start deploying the model. It doesn't take a lot of time because we don't have a lot of data. So it should finish fast. And here, if you like to see the notification area, it's saying that the training is in progress. So the training from my side is succeeded, okay? When you have the training succeeded, please drop on the chat that you are done so I can move to the next step. Great, Aisha. Watha is also great. I see all ladies are performing better than men. Thank you, Muhammad. Okay. Now I can go into the that's great. Jamil is now ready. Now I will go to the deployment. Okay. Now after we have the training succeeded, we'll go to the model performance. Okay. We'll check on the model performance. We'll see how the model performance is going. I will press here. As you can see here, the performance scores for the training are 100%. So it is very efficient. It will give us very efficient results. Now, if you can see here, not enough intent labels. This is something we're gonna fix on the next steps. But before we do that, we'll go into the step which is called the, here are the numbers that we should look for, the F1 score, the precision, and the record. So our model until now is working fine. The training is working fine. After that, go to deploying a model. Okay, and then add deployment. And call this deployment production. I will always add a 1. Okay, then this one is a new deployment. We are creating a new deployment. What is the model we are working on? It is the clock 1 from my side. From your side is the clock. And leave, this is the region where it is, and press on deploy. Is that fine with you all? Are you on the same steps with me? Okay, that's great. Now we'll go into the last one, which is the testing of the deployment. What is the deployment we're going to test? It's the production one. Here we should select the intents we have used, okay, in order to see if it will recognize the intents, okay? So I will select one and I will type here what the time is or what's the time, and I will run the test. So as you can see, it selected or it found 80, the confidence is 89.54. Now we are not getting the time. This is the next step. But now we are testing our build-up, our intents, how the model is responding, or is it really understanding the intents we have done? Then it's now, until now, it's good. So I will ask it, tell me the time, okay, which is another intent we have added, and we'll test it also. So like it is 100% recognized, okay? You can try testing many samples, but if you are good with this and you have done this, let's continue with our exercise, okay? So now we have to add more entities, okay? We'll need to add a learned entity and we'll need to add other types of entities. So let's do that. Let me know if you are with me on the same step, and let's go again into the language studio, and I will select the clock again. Clock 1 from my side, you select the clock from yours. And we are back into the schema definition. Okay. Now it's asking me to go into entities and add entities. So here again, I went back to the studio, to the language studio, and selected the project I'm working on. And on the schema definition, it's asking me to add a learned entity. So I have on the entities tab, I will press on add. Okay. And it's asking me to select the learned entity. And here I will call it, as it's on the guide, I will call it location. Okay. And then press on add entity. So now I am adding locations. Why would I do that? Because sometimes I might be asking, what's the time in Canada? What's the time in USA? What's the time in London? So I'm just preparing the model for that. Are we good? Now, we have added the location, okay? Now it's asking me again to go to the labeling, okay? After the location has been added, return to the labeling page. This is the labeling page, okay? And it's asking me to select get time. Am I working fast, or everything is fine until now? Here I will select a new label or a new question, which is get what's the time in London. So where is the Okay, what's the time in London? I will press on enter. And as you can see here, I can select London. And now I can add it to the location. I will do another one for you in order to see the steps again. So London is a location. Another question, which is tell me the time in Paris. Yeah, everything related to artificial intelligence is cool. I know that. I will add this one, and now I will let it know that Paris is a location. And another one it is, which is what's the time in New York? I will press on enter, and here I will select New York and set it as a location. So are you good with all that? Please let me know. All good. Now you need to press on save changes. I'm trying to work fast in order to just finish this exercise today, so we don't need to return back to it. And I need to show you the results of the previous day. So let's try to move and study the steps. Don't rush in order not to miss anything on the exercise steps. Now it's asking me again to add a list entry. Okay, it's asking me to go back again into the schema definition and in the entities and add an entity. I will not proceed until I get that you are with me on the same line. Let me know, please. Now I would add another type of entities, which is a list entity. Are you with me on the same steps? Okay. Two more yes. Great, great, great. I love that. Now I will press on the add, also entities. Now I would select, if you can see, add an entry. In the add an entry, select weekdays. I will call it weekday, weekday. Okay, this is the weekday, Control V. And the thing we need to select is here, which is the list. Okay, I typed weekday. This is the entity name. And here is the type of the entity. I will add entity. Okay, I should drop down into the list here after I add the entity. Here you should keep not required, everything not required, and go down into the list and start adding the values. The first value I am going to add is Sunday. And here I will add sun, 3 letters, S-A-S-U-N. Whether you type Sunday or sun, it means the same thing. Enter. Okay. Save. I will add another one doing that for all the days. You can see Monday, and it is Mon. Also save. Okay. Press enter, then save it. Then add This is the same for all the days you're going to do. Here it's asking you to put even TUE or another value which is TUES and add save. Then add a new list. I will do the same for every enter and save. And still we have only Saturday. And save. So when you are done finishing that, now we will head again. Let me know, please, when you are done doing that, because we need also to go to the labeling and add them to these labels, okay? To whatever we have a place where a day is needed, we will need to label that. If you recall the last session, how we labeled by selecting the things and tagging them to the related names. So please let me know when you are done. Okay, Aisha, thank you. Okay, now we'll head into the data labeling, okay? We'll go to the data labeling and we'll select the get data. No, get date, sorry. Get date and okay. Am I working fine? And I will add what? Here, okay, as you can see, Control V, enter. And here I will select the word Saturday and I will tag it to weekday. Then I will add the other. And here also I will be selecting Friday. This is also another weekday, week of the day. And here we have Thursday. And I will also press on Save Changes. Now, the last type we need to add is to add what is called a pre-built list or a pre-built list entity or pre-built entity, whatever you can call it, whatever you want. Now, again, we'll head to this schema definition. I will be waiting for you to finish this step before we do the last one related to adding different types of entities. So let me know when you are done with that. Ammar, are you with us, Ammar?
طبعا I'm with you Khaled.
Okay, we'll need to give a reward for Aisha because she is the pioneer today. She's always
Mhm.
finishing everyone, before everyone. Of course, you are all doing
أكيد.
well, but you know that she's running. Okay, now the last step, which within these steps related to creating the entities, now we'll go again to the schema entity and also add a new one, and we'll call it date. And this time we are going to select the pre-built. So it will be taking the pre-built entities. I will press on add. Oops, I made one thing. Let me just go into the schema. This is the date. Let me delete it and create another one because I missed something, I guess. No, here I can do it from here. This is the entity I was talking about, the date. Okay, I will go into the add a new pre-built and will select from here date and time. I didn't do anything wrong. And I will press on the save. Again, I would need to go to the data labeling page. And this time I will select the get day. And I will be adding 2 utterances or questions or whatever. And I will paste it here. I will press on the add. And now I will select the date area. And here I will be selecting or tagging it to the date. I will add another question. With enter also. Now we are all doing all the preparations to link them to the application we are going to be working with. Okay, this will be get more interesting. So I will also save the changes. Let me know also when you are done, okay, in order to move to the next step. And let me make sure that all of you are doing these steps, okay? Now we have a new racer, Fatima. Thank you, Fatima. Done. Great. Let's see about Jamil, Aisha, and Mariam. Let me know when you are done.
Khalid, how much time you still need to finish the exercise?
Do you want to do anything?
لا لا, I'm just asking. Just
We
to,
still need some time. We still need some
yeah.
time. If things go slightly like it is going now, we'll finish on time. No worries.
Inshallah. يعطيك العافية.
Okay. Now we'll need to what? To retrain the model. Okay. Then on the training job, again, okay, we'll start a new training job, but this time we're going to select the override an existing model and select the model that we have. So started a new training job, but this time not a new model, the model that we have, and we'll press on train. It will ask me to override and train. This is what I'm going to do. We'll also wait for the success of our training, okay? Guys, after we finish this one, we're heading to VS Code to do the steps or steps similar to the ones that we have performed on the exercise, not the last day or the last Tuesday, the one before that when we added files from Python and done a lot of things like that. What I want from you, if we don't have enough time to finish it today, you should have an assignment like finishing it by your own self. But I will perform all the steps in front of you. Is that okay with you guys? Because from now on, you should be able to do all of that. Okay, guys? Now I will select the job that we have trained. And we'll go to the model performance. Okay? This is the one. As you can see, we have the performance is giving us some results. Okay, after that, we need to test or deploy the model. Okay, so these numbers will increase because after training and after using the product or the model, it will be doing like self training. Okay, so no worries about these numbers. Are you online with me on the same steps? So let's now, okay, now let's head into deploy the model. Okay, we'll add a deployment and also override the existing model. Select the model. And select and type and press on deploy. Okay. I guess, Ammar, you are worried about the lab time to finish on the
No, no, not
exercise.
at all. Not at all. I just want to
No,
make
no,
sure
on the
because we have,
exercise. If you
yeah.
can see here, your time is done. All you need to do is to reopen the exercise and just split the screen again. Okay. This is something normal. It's not a big issue. Now, since we have done this, we can go into the testing. Okay, here on the testing, we select the deployment and let's type any of the questions that we have on these samples. Okay, Control V and run the test. Okay, so the performance is like 100%. So our model is doing well. Another one which related to the days. We have selected something related to locations and run the test again. As you can see, the model is performing very well. It is able to detect what we can or what we need. So it's up to you to test all of these. And whenever we are ready, then our model is now ready. As you can see, it is doing very well. Now let's move to the steps that are related to what we need to use this model in a client application. Okay, we need to start VS Code, as you can see on the steps that are required. We will open a new VS Code screen. We'll need to clone the repository. How do we do that? Control, Shift, and P. Sorry. Git clone. All the links are on the lab, okay? Let me just maximize this one first. What link are you asking about? Attendance link, sorry, this is not my side. Control Shift P, and here I will press on Git clone and will paste the link, and it should be, I should create a new on the desktop or whatever you want to do that. I will go with the date, today's date, 19/12/2024. A. This is where I want to store the files and select it. I will show you the major steps. I will press on open. Okay, this is the project I want to be using. As you can see, we need to do two major important things. Okay, so we will go to the lab files. What is the first step we need to do? We are working, I guess, on the language, and we'll select Python. And the first thing we need to do is the clock client. This is the application. This is the environment where we are going to take this information from, the endpoint and the service key. Where are we going to get this from? Go ahead and tell me, please. From our Azure resource, the one we have created just now. And we'll go to the keys and endpoints. We'll copy the endpoint from here into the VS Code file. This is the endpoint. Control V. And here is, again, we head to Azure again and take one of these keys. and back again to VS Code. This is where we are linking our application to our resource. Here, all we need to do is Control S to save. Then here we need to add all the requirements. Let me just go back to the steps of the lab. As you can see, I will just put that in front of you and show you what I'm doing. So we need also then, after we have copied this, we need to pip install the conversational language. Okay, so it's asking me to right click in the clock client folder and open in an integrated terminal and install this library. Okay, it is ready now. I have added the environment keys. Now I would need to add the codes that are from each part of the Python here. You can see, get all the Python files from here and put them on their corresponding places. Like here, create a client for the language service model. You need to copy and paste here. Okay, create a client for the language service model. All these will be copied together and we will have the final product or the final copying and pasting for everything we have typed here. This is the finished document. Okay, all you need to do is to start testing the application by running the Python clock client. So here it is asking me to add some text. Just 1 second. Or ask a question like, hello, let's type a hello here. Jamil, open again the link for the lab. If you like, I will show you how to do that. All you need to do is to just reopen the lab again, or the link that we have shared earlier on the chat for the lab. Ammar, if you can send the lab again, the link of the lab again, please.
Okay, it's just 1 second.
Okay. I will open it in front of you all again because it's also closed on my side, but I want to show you the steps. So here we have the lab again. Press on it. Simply launch the lab again. You are welcome. Since we are waiting for the lab to be loaded, until now, all the steps are within you have them with you. All you need to do is to copy and paste all the codes as we have done earlier. So I will split the screen again and will open the lab on another screen as I did earlier. So I guess we are now here on this step, which is after copying all. Here, let's go down until we reach the place where we are. Here, all I told you is all you need to do is to copy the things that are related from here, starting from after the pip installation. All you need to do is to import all these into their corresponding areas within the code file, which is on the location, which is on it's called the clock-client.py. And then after that, all you need to do is, let me just here, Control C to stop it. Or quit. Let me type quit. All you need to do is to type the file of the Python name, Python with the file name, and run it. Now it's asking me to type any question from the questions that I have prepared, or after making it learn, it will be opening all the questions or answering all the questions that we want. So if you see here, we have a couple of questions or a couple of things that you can do. Hello, what is the what time is it? So I will put that away and start trying these. Let's say, what's the time in London? Okay. The time is in London is now 16:26. Okay, so this is an example. What day is it? What day is it? Okay. It's a 12, it's 19/12, 2024. So again, before we head into the finalizing of this session, let me know if you have followed all the steps and everything went fine from your sides. Please let me know that. And if you have any issues with that, we can prepare these all these codes and send to you. If we can share that with them, Ammar, all the code here.
Yeah, of course. The file that you sent me,
yes, the
right?
file that I told you to share with them.
Okay,
so they can
I'll
copy
share.
and paste simply if you have an issue. But before sharing that, let us know if you have reached with me the steps and if you have a successful run for that. Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you for these sweet words. So how we have now, almost we are now creating applications based on artificial intelligence. Now you have all the tools that you might need in order to create your own applications. So let me know about this exercise. Was it successful for you? Did any of you finish and reach the same place?
Do you want me to put the code, Khalid, in the chat?
Yeah, give them the code. Maybe they will copy and paste it and see the results directly.
Okay, there you go.
Now, all you need to do here is to copy all the codes that are in this file and paste them on this document or this Python file, and you will get the results that you want. But make sure to change the environment, or you are already connected to your environment. Just copy and paste and it will run. No issues. So Mariam, Aisha, all the ladies or the guys, did any one of you run the code and everything went fine with you? Excuse me, because I don't always memorize names very well. But let me know if any of you has a successful run of this. If you need to copy and paste it, you can copy and paste it and it will run like smoothly. I will be back in 30 seconds.
Thank you, Alia. That's great. If you are facing any issue, you can simply copy the code I posted in the chat, download the file, copy the code and paste it as it is, and it will work. So I'll close the attendance form in, let's say, 1 to 2 minutes. If you haven't filled in the form, please do. Perfect. That's great, Muhammad. That's amazing. Jihad, I posted the attendance link in the chat, but I'll post it again, don't worry. This is the attendance link, Jihad.
Okay, great guys, great guys. The ones who are posting, it works with me. That's fine. Alia, thanks. Also, Muhammad, that's great from everyone from you. I like it. So, did you find this session interesting? Was it satisfactory?
We're done, Khalid, right? Is there anything else you would like to share? You're welcome, Jihad.
Basically, no. This is everything related to the session. I hope everyone have succeeded like other attendees here. And again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate. Contact us on the email and we'll be more than ready to help. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Khalid, for the informative session.
Thank you.
I didn't interrupt a lot in the session because I wanted everyone to keep up with you, Khalid, today. Thank you, Alia. Thank you, Mariam. Thank you, Jihad, Abdullah, Jamil, Ibrahim, anyone who joined and participated with us in the chat, and Aisha. Forgive me if I missed anyone. We will have a break now for 2 weeks. The last two weeks of December, we will not have any sessions. We will continue, inshallah, on 7th of January. We will remind you in the chat and by emails as well. Please continue working on your projects. If you need any help, if you need any support, me and Khalid and the team are here to support you. Shoot us an email. You can contact us anytime. If you need help with the project, please use these 2 weeks now to work on the projects. And because the deadline to submit is 22nd of January, we don't want anyone to miss the deadline. We are here to support. And thank you again for it was actually a pleasure. I'm actually today on leave, Khalid, but I cannot miss the session with everyone in the call. I really enjoyed the session with you guys. So thank you again. And Jamil, probably we can jump on another call. If you can just send me your email, Jamil, in the chat, and I will send you a Teams call, Teams invite, I mean, and we can jump on another call. All right, Jamil, just send me your email in the chat. I'll close the attendance form now. And please share the survey with your colleagues. We want to collect more feedback from everyone in the competition. Okay, that's all from our side today, guys. It was really a pleasure. Thank you so much again for joining. And you can leave if you filled in the attendance sheet. If you don't have any question, feel free to leave and enjoy your night, inshallah. Take care. Khalid,
Thank you,
I'm just
Ammar.
Jamil, I'm waiting for you to post your email in the chat, and me and Khalid can jump on another call. Thank you, Khalid, again. يعطيك ألف عافية.
Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Jamil, I'll send you a Teams invite, okay?
Okay, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. See you in a minute. Take care, everyone, and enjoy. Have a nice weekend ahead. Thank you.